In this video, I will be telling you the top 10 players ever drafted. Let's start the video. Before I tell you the best player ever drafted in NFL history, I'm going to explain how I came up with these rankings in the next 60 seconds. First, I use approximate value to give each player a number to rank them. Approximate value is a stat that allows us to compare different positions in football. Now, this stat at the end of the day is an approximation. It is not a good stat to use to decide if Antonio Brown is better than Julio Jones, but it does let us assign a stat to all positions. I like to describe it as the stat that combines all stats. After that, I then found the approximate value each player gave to the team that drafted them. Then I ranked each player in each draft by that stat. Then after that, I took the top 20 players from every single draft since the start of the Super Bowl era and put them in one list. I did that because doing every single player ever drafted was just too much on my sorting process. So then after that, I was able to rank them. Now that you understand how I made these rankings, let's look into the top 10 players ever drafted. The 10th best player ever drafted, Derrick Brooks. Drafted 28th overall, Derrick Brooks notched 11 Pro Bowls, 5 All-Pros, and a Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Along with that, he is a part of the All-2000s Hall of Fame team and a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Derrick Brooks played a large part in getting the Buccaneers their first Super Bowl win and getting this man a ring somehow. The 9th best player ever drafted, Matt Ryan. When I first heard this, I thought, no way, but it does kind of make sense. He puts up great stats. In his NFL career, he has earned a lot of accomplishments and was so close to winning a Super Bowl. But what puts him so far up? A combination of being extremely consistent, putting up great stats, and earning awards. He was drafted 3rd overall by the Falcons in 2008 and has been nothing less than a great draft pick. The 8th best player ever drafted, Dan Marino. As opposed to the last player, Dan Marino being on here is no surprise. He is neck and neck with Aaron Rodgers as the most gifted passer in NFL history. Of course, only one stain on his resume, which is no Super Bowl win, although he is still a great player. The 7th best player ever drafted, Bruce Matthews. Not only is he one of the greatest offensive linemen of all time, but he's also a part of one of the greatest football families of all time. His dad, Clay Matthews, played in the 50s. His brother, Clay Matthews, was a great linebacker for the Browns. Then he has 3 nephews, one of which being Clay Matthews, who was a great linebacker for the Packers. And he produced 3 kids who played in the NFL. Along with that, he has also earned 14 Pro Bowls and 7 All-Pro nominations. The 6th best player ever drafted, Peyton Manning. After being selected 1st overall in the 1998 draft, he put the Colts on the map, bringing them a Super Bowl win. His performance speaks for itself. Of course, he would be higher on this list, but the Colts let him go, which sent him to the Broncos. The 5th best player ever drafted, Jerry Rice. Drafted 16th overall, Jerry Rice with the 49ers holds an NFL record with 10 All-Pro selections. Not to mention, he helped the team win 2 Super Bowls. Adding on top of that, while on the 49ers, he led the league in receiving yards 6 times. The 4th best player ever drafted, Anthony Munoz. Selected 3rd overall, Anthony Munoz only played for the Bengals in his NFL career. Along with that, out of his 13 seasons in the NFL, he earned 11 Pro Bowls and 9 All-Pros. He is without a doubt the most dominant offensive lineman in NFL history. The 3rd best player ever drafted, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is on a level of his own when it comes to throwing the football. This year during the 2020 season, Aaron Rodgers almost broke the record for the highest pass rating in a single NFL season. The only player he is behind is himself from 2011. He has quite literally done it all with the Packers. The 2nd best player ever drafted, Ray Lewis. Selected with the 26th overall pick, Ray Lewis has accomplished a lot with the Ravens. Won 2 Super Bowls, 2 Defensive Player of the Years, 13 Pro Bowls, 7 All-Pros, and got elected into the Hall of Fame. Ray Lewis was actually the Ravens' 2nd draft pick in their franchise history. Fellow Hall of Famer Jonathan Ogden was drafted 4th overall. The Ravens quite literally had the perfect first 2 picks in their franchise history, drafting 2 Hall of Famers and the 2nd best player ever drafted with Ray Lewis. Now for the best player ever drafted in NFL history, Mitchell Trubisky. No, not really. I wish, but without any surprise, it is pick 199, Tom Brady. Although Tom Brady never won an MVP like Mitchell Trubisky, he has done everything else and more. Together with the Patriots, they ran the AFC and became the greatest dynasty in NFL history. Along with that, he has locked up the GOAT conversation. Although, to truly put into perspective how great Tom Brady is, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the reoccurring theme with these top 10 players ever drafted is that they were all first round picks. In fact, you have to go all the way back to the 22nd spot to find a player that wasn't drafted in the first round. This chart shows the top 10 players and where they were drafted. Tom Brady was selected here. Which one surprised you the most on this list? For me, it was definitely Matt Ryan. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe while you were down there. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.